I was driving on MoPac one day, saw a Lamborghini Urus, and I'm like, man, that thing is sick.
Yeah, dude.
That's the car. Like, I wish I could get that for the first vehicle for the fleet. A few months later, you know, because I'd been perusing the online, like, car gurus or whatnot, you know, like, every day just to see what was out there. And, like, same one, I'm pretty sure popped up for sale. And I'm like, wow.
Dude, you freaking manifested that car.
I think I did. I really think I did. Yo, Greg, what's up, man?
What's up, dude?
How's it going? Great to see you.
I'm so pumped to have you.
Yeah, dude, thanks for having me out.
We're real happy.
I'm excited.
Oh,
yeah,
let's do
it's
this.
a great
Let's
time.
light it up, baby.
Let's do it.
Let's go, guys. Come on. Folks, welcome to episode number 2 of Cars with Carlson. We're over here at Redbox Restoration, the premier exotic wrap company based out of East Austin, Texas. And today we've got a very special guest with an incredible car, incredible taste for cars overall, might I say. We got Mr. Nick Simpson in the house. What's happening?
How's it going, man? Thanks for having me on here.
Dude, thanks for coming on. What do you think of the shop?
The shop is absolutely amazing. I've been here a couple times, and every time I'm here, I'm just amazed at what all they've got. So today they had a couple treats for us. They had the Valhalla behind us.
Y'all.
And then G63 4x4 squared. So
The big one.
the big one. That's right.
Y'all, if you haven't ever seen that car, that G-Wagon, it's freaking huge. It trumps these regular G-Wagons. But today we're here to talk about Nick's ride. We're going to talk about Nick, what his ride means to him, why supercars, and everything in between. So, what do you got, Nick? What are you driving these days?
So I actually drive, as a daily driver, my BMW M3. But what we're here to talk about today is the Lamborghini Urus S that I brought. It's Grigio Telesto matte paint from the factory with a Terra Asia, which is Lamborghini's name for tan interior. And it's a pretty unique spec. It was a custom build, what Lamborghini would call ad personam. That's like their individual. So for people who don't know, it's like Porsche's like paint to sample or BMW individual, spec, stuff like that. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, when that thing pulls up, I don't know what you did to the rims. The rims are super sick.
That's actually a factory option as well. The bronze wheels from factory as well. Yeah.
Freaking clean.
Thank you, man.
It's a beautiful spec. It looks like a Rolex.
I like that.
Like very polished and timeless.
Okay.
Colors.
I like that.
Nice choice. So let me ask you this. You know, you've got all these options because you're successful at what you do, and you could join a golf club, or you can learn how to play tennis, or, airplanes or whatever. But why supercars? My point is, why supercars out of all things? What is that? What do they do for you?
Yeah, supercars for me, I've always just been a lover of motorized things. So when I was 4, my grandpa bought me a 4-wheeler. And it's a funny story because I was at their house and they kind of gave it to me and they said, all right, here's the gas, here's the brake. And I would take it around the house. And when I would get to the backyard, when I could tell nobody was looking, I would just floor it.
Yeah, dude.
And so ever since then, just anything motorized, anything nice, I've always been passionate about. And as I've gotten older and make, kind of big boy money, the toys became big boy toys. And so the Urus, I actually ended up starting an exotic car rental business here in Austin.
What's the name of the business?
Select Supercars, that's right. And so I started that last year, and I just figured the Urus was a great vehicle to start that business with. It's just so versatile. It's clean. It's a Lamborghini. You get the brand name. But that particular spec was what really drew it to me. And actually, I have a funny story about that too. I was driving on MoPac one day, and this was kind of as I was looking to get started with the business and thinking about what the first vehicle I wanted to have with as a rental. And I was driving on MoPac, saw a Lamborghini Urus, and I'm like, man, that thing is sick.
Yeah, dude.
And I actually think it was the same Urus that I ended up with because it was the matte gray with the gold wheels, and I remember it, very vividly. That's exactly what I was looking for. Yeah. Very vividly, and I drove by it, and I was like, "That's the car." Like, I wish I could get that for the first vehicle for the fleet. And then a few months later, because I'd been perusing, the Cars online like Car Gurus or whatnot, like every day just to see what was out there, and sure enough, that like same one I'm pretty sure popped up for sale, and I'm like, wow.
In Austin,
yep, at the Lamborghini Austin dealership. So I was like, I jumped on it, and that was it.
Dude, you freaking manifested that car.
I think I did. I really think I did.
By George, he's got it. Oh, nice.
Yeah, super cool, right?
So, okay, you went from the BMW, okay, and now it's time to swipe the card, so to speak, and get that Lambo. What was that experience like for you?
It was surreal, to be honest. The whole time you're kind of just going through the process, signing paperwork, getting kind of the introduction and the instructions on how to use it and the run through of all the, technology on it and all of that. It, like I said, it was just surreal. I mean, it's like, in your head, you're like, am I really doing this? Like, younger me, 4-year-old me riding a 4-wheeler around would have never thought, one day this would be a reality, and yeah, that's the best way I can explain it. It's surreal. It's a surreal experience.
So, okay, you went to Lamborghini Austin?
I did.
You walked in, shook a salesperson's hand, and I'm sure you got a different treatment than going to Toyota or Honda, I'm sure, when you walked in there. Or am I wrong?
So actually my experience was a bit interesting. I had never owned an exotic car before. And for those who don't know, it's kind of hard to get into an exotic car if you haven't had one previously. So anyways, I went in there the first time, because I actually went in twice before I actually got the car. And, sat down with the salesman, met all the, the salespeople, and introduced myself to everybody, and sat down with one, and we started talking about it. And I actually don't think he took me seriously at first.
No, the quintessential, can you afford this, kid?
Right. I mean, it wasn't quite that that extent, but it was like, just kind of, yeah, we have it for sale, but, they wouldn't really let me like test drive it. Cause I'm like, which I get, they want to know that you're interested, but I'm like, well, how am I supposed to know that I even want this car if I can't even test drive it? So anyways, ended up talking him, the salesperson into a test drive. Actually really enjoyed the car. He drove it for me, which I'm glad he did, because he pushed it way harder than I would have. And I was like, for an SUV, this is crazy. So we sat down, ran through some numbers, didn't agree to numbers that I wanted, that day. Or I think we ended the conversation something like, I'll have to run it by like my manager basically, or something like that.
Heard that before.
Yeah, exactly. And so then he said, I'll run it by my manager, get back to you, because it's on like a Saturday. So by Monday, I hadn't heard anything. So I think like later that week, and I was like, I mean, the car was actually priced pretty well. So I was like, I know that if I am not proactive and let this car sit, it's going to go. Like somebody's going to buy it. So I think later that week, I just ended up stopping back in, like just, no calls, no texts, just showed back up, and I was like, are we going to get this deal done or what?
Yeah.
And so we sat down that day and ended up agreeing on numbers, and that was it. And then I think later that month, I ended up actually coming to pick it up.
How many weeks after you signed the contract till you got delivery or picked it up?
I think it was just a couple weeks, because I think it was within the same month, because usually when you buy a car, they want it gone within the same month. So I think I picked it up like, I don't remember exactly when we agreed on numbers, but I do remember it was like the last week of August when I picked it up. So right before September hit is when I actually like signed all the paperwork and picked it up. But a lot of a lot of the stuff was actually signed online. Like they kind of just send you a document or like a zip file of things that you kind of go through and fill out. And then that way when you get to the dealership, you kind of just sign a few things and, drive off. Make it easy.
They didn't sneak the wheel and tire package in there, did they?
Ironically, no. But so the thing is, that's actually one package that I would always buy.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
the wheel and the tire package. Because I have, like with my BMW, it's been well worth the money. I've already replaced one wheel on that one.
Dang.
And I've curbed numerous wheels on that one. I've also curbed the Urus wheels pretty good. I actually curbed it a few weeks ago and already had it repaired. But so they didn't offer me that actually, but that's a package that I would have actually really liked to have on it.
Okay. Just checking. Sometimes they just sneak it in.
No, I 100% agree. There are they'll try and sneak some packages on you, but yeah, there was none of that with the Lamborghini.
So I gotta ask. All right, you signed the dotted line. It's pickup day. Did you drive in to go get it, or did they drop it off to you?
Yeah, so I actually had a friend in town that weekend.
Yeah.
And since I had a friend in town, we took my car and I picked it up, and then he followed me home.
He followed you home in
my BMW. So I was obviously So I was driving the Urus.
I was gonna say that'll be a pretty good friend of you if you just let him drive your new
hey,
Lamborghini.
first try, man. It's all yours. Here's the keys.
Oh my gosh! And
Yeah.
I mean, come on, like you gotta admit, this is like a big milestone in a lot of people's lives. All right, I'm pretty sure it's the same for you. Like it's a milestone.
Definitely.
It's like your dream. Like you said, it was surreal. Holy crap! I can't believe I'm actually doing this.
Yes.
How did you celebrate or like absorb, or tell me about that?
I think I probably just called, like, everybody in like my
dude.
immediate family, like mom, sister, dad, grandma, cousins, anybody who, like I said, I'm really close with. They were the first ones to get the call to let them know that I had done this. And then I think probably just, taking it out for like the evening or I can't remember exactly what I did with it, like within the first day or so that I got it. But, I took it out probably and went to grab some, food or something in it.
Yeah.
Just enjoy it.
Do people come up to you when you drive that car?
Sometimes. Actually, not as much as I thought it would be.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think it's because at the bottom line, it is an SUV.
Sure.
And so, most people don't recognize actually that it's a Lamborghini right off the bat. Obviously, they're, car people.
I'd come up to you.
Car people know.
Oh, yeah.
Car people know what it is. But you're just, general public. It kind of, it's a very subtle Lamborghini, so they don't usually pick up on it. And it's not super loud. I mean, it'll get loud if you want it to be. But it's funny. I actually always tell people my BMW M3 is also a matte gray color. Yeah. And I think because it's more accessible and more people know what it is, that actually kind of gets more attention than the Urus. So, I think if you have maybe a brighter color as well on it, that may also, increase that publicity that you get from it. But so I do have people occasionally. Usually it's like it's either like somebody's dream car or something like that who they know what it is. They'll come up to me. I actually had somebody recently. I had it parked out in the cell phone waiting lot at the airport here in Austin, and somebody drove by and I could see them just like staring, into my car as they're driving by, and I'm like, oh, okay, this person knows what it is. And then sure enough, they went and parked and then came up to me and were like, dude, I love your car. That's my dream car, like the Lamborghini Urus and this and that. And so we actually ended up talking for about an hour. So that was the most recent one that happened. But yeah, so it does happen, but it is infrequently, I would say, actually.
I really like that. Somebody comes up to you, you share a similar passion, you might make a friend for life.
I agree. And
that's an opportunity that you get just because you're literally just driving around places.
I agree. That's, to me, that's kind of what it's all about. It's not necessarily just the car itself. Yeah, I enjoy driving the car, but the relationships that I get, from other people who have mutual interests or mutual enjoyment of cars, or, like I said, people who that's their dream car, and they get to experience that through me. That's really what kind of does it for me. So it is really cool.
Man, so fired up. Yeah, you're part of a exotic car club here in Austin.
Yes.
Yes, you are.
Fast Lane Drive.
Fast Lane Drive, having some fun. So am I, actually. Everybody, I'm a sponsor. My real estate company is a sponsor. So you got this super nice car, and your plan right now with your company, because we want to talk a little bit more about that, is you want to expand it. right?
Yes. Yep. That's the goal.
Before we started recording, you're talking about maybe getting an AMG,
That's right.
right?
Yep.
The one behind us.
Mm-hmm.
And you said most people would use it for what exactly? You're thinking maybe for weddings or?
Yeah, I think. I think a white G63 with like the red interior would really hit for some wedding events. So I don't know if they can see it behind us. Maybe in one of the cameras.
Yeah, this guy. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that would do really well for weddings and events, and I mean also just in general. It's got 5 seats. It's nice luxury SUV. So hopefully we'll acquire one of those by the end of the year.
Yep. And then a Huracan STO Evo Spyder. Something like that next year, right?
Yeah.
Did I say that right?
Close enough, yeah. Yeah, so eventually a Lamborghini Huracan Evo Spyder is in the cards. Haven't gotten to that point quite yet.
Yeah.
But it is on the short list of vehicles that we want to add.
Amazing.
Yes.
Now, you said you're an esthetician assistant by trade.
Anesthesiologist assistant.
Why did I say esthetician? That's amazing.
It's
That's
close,
so,
right?
You have great skin, bro.
effort, esthetician.
Anesthesiologist. That's so funny. No, on the drive over here, Tammy and I were looking at your Instagram, and it says anesthetist.
Anesthetist, yes.
Anesthetist.
Yep.
And I was like, is that the same thing as an anesthesiologist, Tammy? And we're going on Grok in my car. We're like, Grok, what is this?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, it's actually a career that a lot of people it's a very small profession as of right now. So a lot of people don't know exactly what it is. Anesthetist is kind of just a broad term for like a mid-level anesthesia provider. So a non-doctorate degree anesthesia provider, essentially. So my degree is actually a master's degree in anesthesia, similar to like a physician assistant. So physician assistant, anesthesiologist assistant. So we just specialize in one field. All our training is specifically directed towards anesthesia. Compared to like PAs who kind of train in, a broader sense. Yeah. But there are also CRNAs, certified registered nurse anesthetist, and then they kind of take a nursing track, and then they also get a doctoral degree, but it's not an MD. So it's not it's not a medical doctor. So, but they are also considered anesthetists.
Okay.
Did I explain it well?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Sounds like there's a few different branches in the same segment.
Yeah. But anyways, so your anesthesiologists are at the top. You have your anesthetists, which contain CAAs and CRNAs, which is where I sit in. And that's pretty much it.
Thank you for painting the picture.
Yeah.
Now we know.
Yeah.
Well, okay, and I want to know what kind of superpower someone in that position needs to have, because personally, I don't think that's the job for me. I don't think so. I think it requires patience. But I'm going to let you talk. What's the superpower you got to have?
Yeah. So I think I made the joke on the when you sent me the questionnaire about being able to knock somebody out without using any of my hands as the superpower.
Yes. Yes.
And so. Yeah, the joke about that is, I push a medication and you're asleep in like 30 seconds or less. So you are knocked out completely. And I didn't ever touch you,
Right.
So
that is a superpower. You're like, sing.
Exactly. But it's funny, I think like my superpower, which is can be good or bad, is a little bit of OCD and being like a perfectionist. Because in that field, there's a lot of, you got to kind of process it at one moment. You got to be very organized, be able to handle, a lot of different tasks and things coming at you at any given time. So to me, being like, kind of a bit OCD and a perfectionist, I think is kind of my superpower in that field. I think it actually helps me out a lot.
Because you have to have a very precise formula. Right? Per patient. You got to know all about their allergies, right? Medical history. And it's like, you got to put in all this algorithmic stuff.
That's right. Yeah.
To get it right. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of our, medications that we administer are weight based. But it's also just a lot of experience and, how it's almost like a gut feeling, like
an art form.
it is an art. Yes, anesthesia is very much so an art. I'm glad that you said that.
Yeah.
So yeah, being able to just kind of judge based on your past experiences. Okay, I think Greg's going to take this much to be able to go to sleep, or this much pain medication, for example. So yeah, it is definitely an art form. There's a lot of things that go into it.
How many IUs do you think it would take to knock Tammy out over there?
IUs. That's funny. That's a lot of vitamins. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, I don't know, Tammy. Do you smoke marijuana? Do you drink alcohol? No. So propofol is like the main drug that we use. That's the white one that everybody it's the Michael Jackson drug. That's the one that everybody kind of knows, right? Because the Michael Jackson scenario. So anyways, that's what everybody kind of goes.
Sure.
Not everybody. Most people go to sleep with.
Can you explain something to me about this? Because coincidentally, we were talking about this the other day. Unrelated conversation about what you're doing. It was just about people being passed out off of drugs. Literally, you're talking. They're like, count down from 10, 9, 8, 7. Good night. 5 hours later, it's like, bing, fast forward, and you're awake. What exactly happens in their brains to where they're completely unconscious but alive still? How's that work?
It's actually complex, and I don't think it's actually fully understood yet. So I'll try to simplify it. But
I love this.
Anesthesia is kind of the absence. The definition of it is the absence of all sensation. So you lose everything. All sense of everything: time, person, place, feeling. Stuff like that. Sensation. So that's in short how it all works. Is just you lose everything, and so when you wake up, a lot of people are like, oh, how long was I asleep? Oh, a few hours. What? No way, I just went to sleep a few minutes ago. So yeah, but the actual it does work on receptors in the brain to go to sleep, but there are still some mechanisms from like the anesthetic agent that you inhale that are not fully understood. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You telling me people inhale it?
Yeah. So there's two kinds. There's basically the kind that we push through the IV, and we can keep you asleep with that kind as well. That's your most common one. So people who are having like colonoscopies or endoscopies, just general procedures, they often say that's the best sleep they've ever gotten, and that's the one that we push through the IV to get you off to sleep, and we can keep you asleep with it. But for like usually bigger cases, just kind of depends on your risk factors too, or if you have a breathing tube or not. Obviously, that's the main factor. If you have a breathing tube, then we can give you a inhaled anesthetic that goes down the breathing tube.
Dang.
So.
Wow. But that's all different than like people get wisdom teeth, they wake up and they're all goofy. That still knocks you out, but it's different.
Yeah, so that's usually what we call either like sedation or specifically with like nitrous. So they'll give you like just like a mask. They'll turn on some nitrous, and they'll tell you to just breathe through the mask, inhale the nitrous. Laughing gas is what it's called. So it's oftentimes why people wake up a little bit feeling a little bit funny. But you can add in some other IV medications to that that can help reduce anxiety or reduce pain. As well as the laughing gas. But yeah, the nitrous is typically the one that gets you to that point.
Dude, this is so fun. I love asking these questions. I've always wondered about this, and it's like, yes, today's the day. Thank you.
I know it's a super interesting field, and like I said, my specific profession is a very small one, so not a lot of people know about it, and yeah, a lot of people just don't realize everything that anesthesia entails. So I love to talk about it. It's really cool.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's interesting. Thank you for being open about it.
Yeah,
we have a question from the audience, and it has to do with your faith.
Yes,
it has to do with your faith, because you're a man of God, you're a Christian man,
very much.
And I've seen you in church a couple times.
Yes,
it's been great. So, what is it like to have that at the forefront of your life, and why is it important to you?
What is it like? trying to think of how to relate that to somebody who maybe doesn't have that at the forefront.
Oh, question? Yeah, go ahead. Say it loud. Say it loud. On your profile, it says faith driven.
Yeah. So for me, what that means is I wouldn't be where I am today and have everything that I have and the ability to do, all these things, start a business, practice anesthesia day to day without having God in my life and without, faith being kind of the center of my world, basically. And it's really easy to kind of forget that when you are as fortunate as you or I, because it's like, oh, we've been blessed our whole life, but, so it's really easy to kind of just overlook that, like, everything that he's done for us. Now, I think if we were in somebody else's shoes who was not as fortunate, I think it would be much easier to kind of keep faith in God at the forefront of everything. At least that's in my opinion. But I think it's very important, and I think it's ultimately the reason, like I said, why I'm able to do the things that I do today. And I've met all the people I've met and have all the abilities that I have.
Yeah, what it sounds like is that it's almost like an anchor of humility for you. It's like it's what keeps you grounded.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
ultimately, like, fulfillment doesn't come from the cars. It doesn't come from the money. Do those things kind of bring you some happiness? Yes. But do they truly fulfill you? I don't think so. I actually think, being able to let things go and having peace in the fact knowing that there is somebody ultimately in charge of your life. And so you can just let it go. I think that's fulfillment. And then also the relationships that you just have with people in general, or what truly make you happy and bring you fulfillment.
Amen to that. Wow. Have you been going to church your whole life?
So I would say most of my life.
Yeah.
I started, I was raised Catholic. My dad was a big Catholic, so I was raised in the Catholic Church. I had my first communion. I was never confirmed, though. I got to like middle school, and we'd gone pretty consistently, but when I got to middle school, we kind of started going less and less consistently, so I didn't get confirmed. And then from about middle school to, I would say about the time I graduated grad school, so probably 10 to 12 years, had kind of gone by where, I always believed in God, but didn't really, center my life around it.
Sure.
And as I got older, I kind of realized that I didn't really, not that I disagree with Catholicism, but I just felt the message from like non-denominational churches kind of resonated with me more. So my family, my mom and my sister started getting back into the church and really going, and I was seeing, how it was affecting their lives and really, changing their worlds. And so I started going myself, and they had started going to non-denominational churches, and so I had gone with them a couple of times to their churches and really enjoyed it. And so that's how I got back into it. And, that's how I met, I think I met you through the Fast Lane Drive Club, but
Actually, yeah.
But that's how I got, into Austin Ridge, was through like a non-denominational church, and found a few friends that went there, and then saw you there as well. And I've thoroughly enjoyed the church here and just the non-denominational, what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know what you're looking for, but I know exactly what you're talking about. The non-denominational
class.
Yes. Class. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, dude, man, this is amazing. Thank you so much for talking about what you do, educating us on that, because that was fun.
Of course. Fun. I love it. Love to do it.
Talking about your car journey, what a car means to you, the humility that you have in your life and that you express is inspiring. So great job on that. It's admirable to see it. So
thank you.
We're
thank you very much.
Happy to have you here.
Yeah.
What we're going to do next is Dude, we're gonna go have some fun.
Let's
We're
do
gonna
it.
go see what it's like to
All
be
right.
in this Lamborghini Urus with the what kind of tan?
The Urus
The Asian.
S. Is that what you're talking? Oh, the interior.
The Asian
Yeah, the Terra Asia.
Terra Asia.
Yes, the tan interior.
Yes, we gotta go see this.
We didn't talk about the S either.
No, yeah, oh right, S, because you got a bunch of different letters.
Because it's a Lamborghini Urus S.
Would you believe it? It's
Yeah.
the S.
Which
Super fast.
prior to walking into this show, I didn't even know what the S meant.
You didn't know what it meant? He goes, let me look that up real quick.
Yeah, thought that might be necessary for the show. So yeah, so we as we discovered, the S is meant as sport, stands for sport, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what we.
sport.
There's like also an Italian word. I forget what the Italian word was, but basically means the same thing.
And it comes with like a little bit different aero package.
Yeah, so the S standing for sport brings some added performance to the vehicle, usually some aero enhancements, and it kind of denotes an upgrade or a facelift from the previous or the base model in, I guess, the Lamborghini lineup. So this one, as you'll notice, has some like carbon fiber hood vents, which you'll see on like the Performante, which is the track focused version. It's got a slightly different like front fascia than the base model, and I think it's got like 50 more horsepower, I think, than the
50.
50.
Okay. No, that's a good
Yeah,
upgrade.
I think, or maybe it's like 30. I think the base Urus is like 620-ish, somewhere around there, horsepower. The Urus S is like 657. So, yeah, 30 to 40 added horsepower, just some ECU recalibration, stuff like that.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
Well, time to go get a taste of this reality here, shall we? Let's go.
We shall.
Let's go take a look and let's fire it up. Here we
do it.
go. Let's go.
All right, so with these wheels, and when it's cloudy outside, they have more of a bronze look. However, when the vehicle's like in the sunlight, which I can't show you right now, it's actually like a true like gold, like a really shiny, shimmery gold color. Yeah, it's really cool.
I like that. I can see how that would happen. Yep, when the sun's out.
Yeah. Cold start, but it's also not warmed up as well. So this is cool. It's the Lamborghini's got the like fighter or the jet like flap that you pull up to turn it on and off. That's really cool. It's got like 6 different drive modes. So right now we're in Corsa. I just put it there for the startup, but
What's Corsa?
track.
Track. Is
So
that
right
like
now-
the most hardcore one?
Yes, that's the most hardcore one. Yeah. Yeah. So the suspension stiffens up, the exhaust note changes, it gets deeper, it gets louder. The tuning of the transmission gets more aggressive. So there's 6 different modes, and it's funny actually. I don't know if you'll be able to catch this on camera, but you can actually, like, if you look at the hood, as I put it into Corsa, you can actually see the vehicle will lower, and it goes like back to front, so it'll lower a little bit because it's got air suspension.
Oh,
so if
okay. I'll keep it flat.
So I don't know.
It's going.
Yeah.
Is it going?
So it's going down.
Down. This is cool. And then these speakers, these pop out.
Oh yeah, the Bang & Olufsen tweeters, they pop out of the dash when you start the car.
How you doing back there?
So good.
You're looking great.
I matched with the car.
Your skin.
Yeah, it really
and
does.
your shirt.
The black.
This is beautiful.
And what is it called on something Asia?
Terra Asia.
Terra Asia. I'm gonna
Yep.
say that 10 times. Terra Asia.
Terra Asia.
You look great. Cool. All right, let's go for a little loop.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
So right now, I'm just gonna leave it in like regular street mode.
Regular street mode. Oh, good.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not
with
going on
Lamborghini
track.
is one thing too. It's actually like put it in gear, you hit the paddles. So if you hit the paddle once, it puts it in gear.
To
If you
drive.
to drive. If you hit them both at the same time, you put it in neutral.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's one thing that's
You don't
unique.
need to use this.
That's only for reverse,
Oh,
or to put it in like park or manual, stuff like that. This little switch here is for like your customized like drive modes. So you can basically program like different suspension, steering, and traction control.
it's like
modes.
off-roading kind of stuff.
about this vehicle. And
This is comfortable.
yeah, it's super. It's quiet, comfortable, but when you want it to get, you know, kind of gnarly, it'll do that. The air ride suspension's super comfy. It handles bumps, but it also just handles like twists and turns like no other SUV that I've ever been in. A little bit deeper.
Yeah, it did. Oh my god! Yeah! Oh! Woo! Oh! Mommy! Oh my god! Oh my... Yes! Yes! Oh! I really don't know what's better, that or the sound of bacon, dude. It's like really hard. I think this by 10. Oh.
I'll try and make it do some little burbles and pops too. It's really cool when it does that.
Burbles and pop. I like that. I love it, dude. Oh, it shows you.
Oh yeah, so I can change the view to have like more an aggressive, you know, tachometer, stuff like that. There's the little burbles out off the back. Not super loud, but
That's amazing.
I mean, it does sound good for an SUV.
It sounds just about as good as it can get.
You can even do a vlog called Life in a Lamborghini. It's just you talking while you're driving.
Oh, people would watch.
I'd watch.